Hello, today I'm going to talk about a relatively new theory which is named trending positivism and its consequences in this country named Bangladesh. Now, uh, I wrote an article about this topic and I want to share it with you. Let's start with this. Right now in Bangladesh, we have so many problems which are becoming uncountable day by day. The thing is, average people in this country have to go through all this pain on their everyday's life. Now, most of them remain silent, do not make any steps or comments about the existing problems. This happens because some of them don't want to put themselves in trouble, or most of them have bigger plan. The plan is to leave this country for a better life. Now, unfortunately, we used to know one form of visa, which is known as work visa for Bangladeshi people, where most of them go to Middle East for physical labor. This form of migration always focused on media because those workers send their hard-working money to their families in Bangladesh. The Bangladeshi government earns a lot out of it, which is known as remittance. Now, there is another type of popular visa, which is called student visa. If we count the number of students applicant each year, it will outnumber those people by a huge margin who go through work visa. Numbers of applicants of this student visa are dangerously growing every year, but we only see those people who got admission and visa end of the year. Media has no interest focusing on this because there is nothing to be proud of. To some extent, it does make sense because none of the Bangladesh universities makes a single spot among the Asia's top 100 universities. 65% of Bangladeshi population or young generation is quite obviously they want to have better education. At the same time, those students are spending a lot of money for their tuition fees and living expenses. There is alarming there is an alarming situation that smart, educated young generations are leaving this country, and there are reasons for it. It is no crime if a person wants to have a better life, better education, better job, better environment, and most importantly, freedom to enjoy life the way he or she wants. Now, the question comes, are these students really knowledge hungry? It would not be a sin if I say no. No one wants to come back to Bangladesh after they step foot on that foreign soil. They have applied all the methods to their respective governments so that he or she does not send back to Bangladesh. During my stay in Sweden, I have seen Bangladeshi people threaten the migration police officer by saying he would jump off the balcony if they don't provide him resident permit. Seeking asylum is more common for Bangladeshis than the people who came here from war-torn countries. Many of them prepare fake documents and change their identities, nationalities, so that they could remain in Europe. These people are not average educated, rather than they are highly educated. These scenarios are very common throughout the West and with Bangladeshis. And here, most important question is, why is this fear of returning home country, Bangladesh? Actually, when we visit any developed countries, we see a different world, which looks like so developed that it feels like it would take another 200 years for Bangladesh from now on to reach there. Now, we clearly have serious problems in this country, and there's undeniable. people of this country already realize that nothing going to change that much and things not going to be better soon. It is hard for some people to leave this country for a better life, so they decided to remain positive. Now, what is this new kind of positivity that we see nowadays? Is it a new theory that people of Bangladesh developed over decades of disparity and negativity? Very large number of people of this country use this positivity trick to overcome their bitter truth and disparity. For example, in a very busy road, there is a manhole and it's open. 10 people in a line and they are crossing the opened manhole carefully. One of them succeeds and telling his brain it's normal. In many cities, manholes are open. It's not a big deal. This is called confronting your brain. Comforting your brain so that your brain does not release stress hormone and you will remain calm. The negative side of this practice is other people who are listening to him or reading, they also get affected by this technique. So what happens end of the day is 7 out of 10 people thinks manhole without a cover in a big city is normal, and it regularly happens in many developed countries in the world. Now, rest of the 3 people may not be happy about that and show negativity, wants to protest or make complaint. Unfortunately, countries like Bangladesh, nothing gets done if it doesn't get media attention. And to get media attention, it has to have a big protest with large gathering. Same thing happened when Bangladesh cricket team played Cricket World Cup 2019. Many people say team played well, better luck next time. There's nothing wrong in the statement. The thing is, in 2011, 2015 and 2019 Cricket World Cup, Bangladesh owned 3 matches each. It is not a coincidence, rather it's just weird. So what are these positive people are doing? Are these positive, and in some respect, over positive people are more patriotic than those people who are complaining about the country? If that's so, then all the parents in the world may not have love for their own children because they do get angry or punish their children sometimes when they do something wrong. Nowadays, if you say something which is not mentioned in the prescribed format, you become the enemy of the state or a traitor. Whoever says something out of the box immediately gets targeted. This kind of thing happening because every nation has a limit of its own understanding and education. If you say anything out of the box and the people of that nation can't grasp it, thus as they have only textbook knowledge, they don't understand what that person is saying. And as a matter of fact, they immediately accuse that person for saying something wrong without even knowing what he has said. The burning example is Socrates, who never got understood by his own people because they were not even close to his knowledge of understanding. If something good happening in this country, we almost appreciate it, as we have lots of serious problems which needed to be solved quickly. We must think about it and make constructive criticisms. If needed, we must go to the street and protest. I know it sounds a little weird from the perspective of Bangladeshi people, because I believe as a nation we are very tolerant and silent in every situation. Bangladesh as a country is not in a position to be positive or satisfied or hopeful. words to keep people calm. Have you ever heard any politicians in Bangladesh say anything negative things about any issues? No, they never would. But they can say that the capital city Dhaka would become Paris within a decade. This kind of idiotic statement does make them a joker, but they're making this statement in real. Unfortunately, recently Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, named as third unsafe city in the world. There's nothing wrong to be positive and satisfied, but as no problem is solving with this, so we call positivity. It is important that we do get bothered about the problems around us, because if we get bothered, then we would try to do something to get rid of it. Thus our country would also get benefited out of it. On the other hand, if we are positive and don't want to get bothered what's happening around us, that's also perfect. But it is best not to spread your selfish positivity around other people. We have a very bad conception about criticism. We always think it's a bad thing, it's a negative thing, but we never think about the positive side of it. Actually, it has a very positive side, and we must focus on it. Thank you.